You'll notice between ramp C and D, kind of, just south of SR97 there, as you can see on my screen, there is a small section, and this is more of an exercise in something very similar where we're actually cutting out the edges of the model, but here's the problem. We need some of that material underneath to be under the drive, right? So I can't just slice it all off. I need certain parts of that aggregate, some of that base perhaps, to be incorporated in my driveway. So, the match line tool, it's great for purpose. In this instance, different scenarios. So I got to think a little different, use a different technique. And that's what this is about. All these tools are here to be leveraged for, different reasons, more or less. And this one, we're going to go and we're going to work out these driveways. So I'm going to try my best, because I always try and zoom in like exactly where these are. And it's right about, I think they're right here. So I'm going to kind of zoom in close so y'all can see what we're about to do. It's right about there. I think it is. I always get it wrong. So once one of them goes away, then we'll zoom in a little bit better. But we're going to work on those driveways. You're going to notice we're going to do a couple of different commands, and they're listed by the verbiage here. You'll see end drop curve, start drop curve, end template drop, start template drop. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to leverage just our new template drop command. Now this is going to seem weird. There's a template through there, right? There's already a template through that whole section. And it's funny when this one's used, because I don't use this command this way, but I appreciate that he put it in the book this way. Again, just different, techniques. But in this, we're going to start and end a template drop right through these two areas. And what you're going to notice is all we're doing is like, Fruit Ninja chopping this thing up. We're just hacking it up into pieces. So every time we put a template on a template, it says, no, you can't do that. You get one, so I'm just going to break the limits. It's a way to break. Think of a MicroStation break command. So we're going to go through and do that. So we're going to go back up to our corridor ribbon, back over to the Create Group panel, and we're going to choose that new template drop command we had selected earlier. Now, when I left click on this, and let me move my active dialog. Apologies, it slid off my view a little. All right, looking at this active dialog, a couple things. First, what we're going to be dropping in here is the exact same template that we had used before. So we should already see the urban template in there. We're just going to put the urban template right back on top of itself. And I want you to notice the behavior when we do this. Everything's going to stay the same. We're going to leave all those values as they were put. We're just going to follow this command, locate corridor. So let's hover over our model, and notice there's certain things I can't grab. See that? So just kind of find to where it starts to highlight a little. See? So that's part of my corridor. So you can't get it wrong. Just keep moving around until you get the right thing. Obviously, if there's two roads next to each other, be careful, because you might grab the other corridor, but that's why usually we federate. Makes it a lot easier. It's the only thing I can pick in the file. So I'm going to go and select that by left clicking. It's going to give me the prompt. Do you want a different template? No, I want the same template. So we're just going to left click. Now, where do you want to start? We're going to use these start and end template drop lines. I'm going to do this first one, putting my mouse on the end, and left clicking, and then putting my mouse on the second one, and left clicking. Now, we drew the line to make it easy. In the real world, we could pick those points on the curves, right? Where those radiuses tie in. We just made the lines easier so you guys can get to it for the training. Now, the template drop interval, let's leave it as is. It's 10. I'm just going to left click. And it's going to process, and it's going to kind of be hard to see. But if you look, there are some handles that have been generated right through those sections. All we did was chop the template up into a piece. So by putting it back on top of itself, or even a different one for that matter, the corridors can't sit on top of each other in that sense, or the template drops, excuse me. They can't sit on top of each other. You can only have one. So it's chopping it up into some pieces. Now,